Hi guys, welcome. Get in touch with us, right? People know this, then when they ask something on YouTube, or in this case it was Facebook, right, or all the other social media, you get a response. The thing is, we've been developing the ArcoLinux app, and somebody says on Facebook, hey, that looks interesting. Is there a video where everything comes together? Right, this is the one. Super F7. We've been developing quite a bit already, and let's see what's now the final result at, what is it, 5 May, 6 May, 4 May, right? And then, right, remember, small screen in VirtualBox, right control, F, wait, right control, F, voila. Control T, updated this. Oh yeah, since last video, I am on ZSH. Why is ZSH interesting? For learners, for beginners, right? And also for me, because Q, those are all the options. C, to list the package change log, check the package files, see some information, and so on. S, same, right? Information, learning. What are all these switches? So the reason that we're here is AA. How do we get the tool sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux App Git? We just needed the name, and we named it ArcoLinux App Git. The one for you is AppGit, the one for us developer is that one. So I'm gonna switch to yours, which in this case makes no difference, right? But when we are working on code, it does make a difference. We test it out. AA, or ArcoLinux App if you like to type, and then you boot up into, oh, that's not my password, you boot up into this little screen. So we've explained this, how I made this from almost scratch, right? We started up with some old code from previously that we did not need anymore. It's there, so voila, we got something, and then we made it ourselves gradually, like 30 videos. So if you're interested in typing, making an application for yourself or somebody else, right? Application, Python and GTK3, that's this. Now, that's not what we are here for. I'm always starting like this. Why? Because I see a lot of information. And one of the things is I need to check how the var log is created, and that we don't see this error, because he wants to write something and wait to something that's not there, right? For later. I need to make it a little bit bigger as well. So I see on CHADWM, I don't see anything, but here we see a slider. So if I just make it a bit bigger, then we don't have the slider. I'll do that in the next release. What's this? An idea of a what if, and so on, and it kept growing, and it seems already quite complex if you look at it. But let's start at the top. We can create now the ISOs that you download from SourceForge, SeedHost, Belnet, whatever, you get it, right? On all these servers, you can build it now. Any day of the year, you can say, I want to have the ArcoLinux be deeping. If you have already ArcoLinux, that's simple. You just say, build it, and go for it. It's even so far, and I've already made videos about it, that you can do it on Archcraft, on EndeavourOS, and so on, as long as it's based on Arch. And of course, the main guy needs to be there, Arch ISO. That's the one creating the ArcoLinux ISO. So without that in any repo, no fun. So this is how we can create any of the ISOs. If you say I want to have access Zenmod create, and it will create an ISO on your system, right? It just goes on building and everything is done. I'm not gonna do that, but in the end result, what you'll get, we can have a look already to the home folder. You'll get some folder in here. At this particular level, you'll see ArcoLinux ISO. No, ArcoLinux out. That's the folder name. That's what you'll see. If you choose B, it will be ArcoLinux B out, and if it's a D, it will be ArcoLinux D out. So basically, have a look what changes on your system, right? So bye bye for now. He was building. Let's give the CPU some rest. The hold option is there because if sometimes things go wrong, and if the holds, that means Alacrity hold, so this is Alacrity opening up and building, if there are errors, it just closes and poof, it was gone. And it was a flash, nobody knew what was going on. And it might be that you forgot the repos, that there is a conflict in packages, there's a problem in keys, there's a server down. I mean, there can be so many reasons. So hold is there to analyze. Do not use it to build an ISO, because if you stop Alacrity, it also stops all the rest, namely going to put your ISO where it needs to be. So you can't use hold to build, but you can use hold to analyze. ArcoLinux, it's the 4th of the month, the 1st of every month, 1st of June, there's your ArcoLinux ISO. You don't have to wait for that. You can say, create me an ArcoLinux ISO right now with the Linux kernel of right now, because for some reason that's important for you. That's the pure Arch, right? You always look back at the pure Arch. Now I need to stop this. This is launched differently, as you see. It's a command, and I need to stop this because, well, there's no point, but that it also closes my AA. So keep it running. It's not showing you any details, but again, in here you'll have another ISO called, of course, ArcoLinux, with a date, the date of the day. So that's that option. Now sometimes your cache can be filthy, broken, whatever, right? Things can go wrong, basically. We've seen it 3 times a year or something like that, that packages that you get are broken, or the databases of the servers are not okay, so you change the server, done. But all these things to beginners, what's going on, right? It just doesn't work. So you have to think about these things, and this could be one of the reasons. So when I press clean Pacman cache, boof, right? And you start again, everything is out of here. The get ArcoLinux Nemesis script, I do hate the fact that the slider there. Get the ArcoLinux Nemesis script, install them. What is this about? This is about me trying to promote, and here he is, right? Me trying to promote the fact that Linux is so powerful because of scripting, because of scripts, because of the terminal, right? So when you click on this, there will be a bunch of codes coming in. You get a data folder, if it's there already, fine. And in there you'll get ArcoLinux Nemesis. Take a look at all the possible things you can do with these scripts, all kind of ideas, like if I am on DevOS, do this, if I'm on Garuda, do that. They're all in here. If I am Kali, do this. They're all scripts. And then you change any distribution based on ArcoLinux the way you want. Get rid of this and this and this and this and this and this. Do get that and that and that, right? And even scripting on a Archman basis, or on an Ariser, or I'm on Big Linux and he knows, and I am telling him, do this on Big Linux, do this on Sierra, do this on Garuda, right? So taking control over your operating system, I think that's important. That's what we want to give you with our project ArcoLinux. So you check that out, many videos about ArcoLinux Nemesis, so have a look. So that's that. The keys are important. People get stuck with keys, and one of the things is our command fix keys. That is really a key fixer. Clean slate, everything out, everything in, right? So that's this fix, loads up, it goes to download the latest, very latest, the last one of ArcoLinux Keyring, and then it goes on cleaning everything up, installing everything. And don't interrupt this, right? Don't interrupt this. Why would you? You want to have a broken system? Don't think so. So things like that are very important things on Linux where you don't pull the plug. This case is one of them. We did also put something in your key server here in your gpg.conf. Keys are always an issue. What server has the proper key and responses? It responds to me, right? That's one of the things. And yeah, I know, but Ubuntu is still the most reliable these days. Servers are important. Where do we get the packages from? From the nmir list. That's where he gives me the packages, right? And this is the choice. There's so many servers from Arch globally. And there are many videos on how to get the fastest server. Me personally, I make my own selection. I know over 6 years by now, and previously there are probably also 2 more, right? I know what my servers are, should be. This is of course my selection. Now, trust me, this is gonna be for most of people, oh sorry, wrong button, gonna be the best selection for many people, in the sense that there are guys in America, there are guys in Japan, there are guys in Britain and Belgium and Germany, right? And they all report back the same servers work globally best, but doesn't mean that it's always gonna be like that. A server is a server. So apply best servers is a button away. And then if I do this again, these are the ones that we put. And of course you can turn them around. Often I had Osbeck as first, then Rackspace I believe, and so on, right? So from time to time I just do this, right? I say, you know what, this is too slow. I'm not gonna use you guys. I'm gonna go straight to Sweden, which is Osbeck. Control X, yes, done. And if I update right now, these packages are coming from Sweden. That's the speed I get from Sweden, right? It all matters. Then we are either not on ArcoLinux or we are on ArcoLinux, right? So this is nothing for you guys. If you're on ArcoLinux, right, that's not for you. Keep off, install, remove, keep off, not needed. But yes, the point is that we are on Arch, right? We always go back to the mother operating system, so to speak. You know, 90%, if not more, is Arch on ArcoLinux, right? And all the rest is a little bit of AOR and a little bit of us. But the most of the packages you get in are Arch. So I'll do that later maybe. But basically this would be for something Endeavor as Garuda, ArcoLinux, Archcraft, you know, that. Something else, not ArcoLinux. Install packages from file. That's another idea that I got, a what if, that I said, what if, right? I have a file in ArcoLinux Nemesis and it's called AA, and what if I make a package list and tell them to sudo pacman -s, no confirm needed, right? He goes on and he says nothing to do, that's the needed, right? But here's one that I installed now, the Dawn Git. The paleofetch is installed, right? You see, as simple as that. You keep track of the things you like and love and say, okay, this is what I find in ArcoLinux the best. Formatted like this, made a video about that, right? Formatted like this, and it goes over a list of 162 items. Make sure there are no typos, make sure there are no doubles. I've done it by sorting, so Control A, and you do here edit, sort for lines, and right, no, not right mouse click, edit, permute lines, unique, right? Unique, so no doubles. Save, and that's your list that you keep on adding stuff that you want. Okay, so that's implemented as well. You're still busy, I see. Yeah, it's going over the list then. In the meantime, that's important maybe to see, you can't click anything, right? Can't do anything. You'll probably remember my clicks. So I hope I have not messed it up. But here is already the V, right? It's alphabetically, so we're more or less, and there we go. He remembered my clicks. Okay, we have to let him do this one. This is the key fix. What else? What else is these guys? In ArcoLinux we have the end Pacman. And Pacman is, this is where you need to go. This is your thing, right? The Pacman manager is super important, and all the settings need to be correct. And we have some lovely stuff like I love candy, but maybe you like parallel downloads to be 8. That's an example now. Watch what happens. Control X. Say sure. Yes. What we've done is when we launched this, we made already a copy of your pacman.conf because it's important to have copies. So reset your etc pacman.conf means ours. It's cached somewhere. It's ours from ArcoLinux or from Arch or Endeavor or Garuda. Those 4 musketeers. And then from local file, that's your backup. So when I click this, it says we've used the etc pacman.conf back to reset. So you have always something. And what you see that your parallel downloads is back to 8. Sorry, to 5. It was 8. Now it's 10. Save. When I say give me the cached one, which in our case, and ArcoLinux doesn't really do anything, right? It's the same thing. It's back to 5. So that's the deal. That's what's might be important. And this time, well, I've been messing with this code, so there is no ArcoLinux here anymore. This is my test environment, right? So you guessed that's what happened. So that's it besides this one then. So there's no need, again I repeat, there is no need to do anything and change anything on these 2 lines in ArcoLinux. But if you want to install it, you can install it. As you see, it's locally -u, so not dependent on the internet. So once you get ArcoLinux app, right, you have the repos, you have the keyring. And if you don't want to, well, maybe we do an update. That's best to show. Nothing changed, thank God, right? And then you remove, which is dangerous in ArcoLinux, right? Basically, what did you do? You told the system that you want to be on Arch. That's it. There will be no more updates for ArcoLinux whatsoever. And what's the danger? Well, first of all, you don't get the updates. Second of all, the up all is super dangerous, right? Control C immediately. All of the packages that are coming from ArcoLinux are of course not in the AOR. And as you see, he wants to try to build on all these things, and that's not the point, right? You do see that there are some differences here, but we test our Xenmod LTS kernels, right? Before we give them to you, we test them. So we jump in weeks or 2 weeks or a month, maybe even, right? Certainly when they go from 6.1 to 6.2, I'll never give you number 1. I'll give you number 3 or number 4, right? The first kernels I tend to be cautious with. If I jump from 6 to 7, if I jump from 5 to 6, right? That's a major jump. But even here, from 6.1 to 6.2, I am cautious. You do whatever you want, right? But we supply the Linux kernels on our repo. So this is a no-go for me. You'll end up in problems and issues. So ArcoLinux guys, don't go there, right? And everything is back as it was. All right. So that's a nice roundup of the situation of, we're counting the other day. This is 8 days of programming, not full days, right? It's in between. But 8 days ago, we got this what if, and we made a video. And if you want to have a look, you can. Let's see if we can find it. ArcoLinux YouTube. Oh la la. Thank you. ArcoLinux YouTube. ArcoLinux App. Playlist. How it works? Maybe. Let's see. I've given it a name. How does the app work on ArcoLinux? ArcoLinux application. This might be it. How to create the app, right? There are 37 videos, and every single thing that I've made, all the mistakes that I've made, all the victories that I had, right? They're all in there. How did I make this thing? Every single line, every single button is explained. And sometimes it's long videos because I don't find the solution immediately. And then we go look, and the search, the reasoning, everything I think, I say is important, because you need to figure a way around issues. And then we look online. What do we find? How do we do it, right? It's the workflow matters more than the end product in this case. But of course, the end product matters. Enjoy the ArcoLinux app. If you have other suggestions, other ideas, how about this and how about that, right? Then go ahead. There is a channel on the ArcoLinux, the Discord app, the ArcoLinux Discord channel. Cheers.